Welcome to the online course of SAMWISE. As first step, we see the CONOPS and the BVLOS.
So the first step is the CONOPS. In the CONOPS, it's needed to provide basic information about the planned operation, including flight conditions, maximum takeoff mass, maximum operational altitude, characteristic dimensions, and typical velocity of drone. So it's important to note, as we already said before, that Semwise won't follow the same logical sequence of the SORA process, because as we can see, we got the initial evaluation after the CONOPS. So why Semwise offers this kind of logical sequence? Because Semwise has the idea to make the user experience clearer and easier. So, but the outcomes won't change, are always the same. Also in the report, all the steps are listed following the SORA template, let's say. So first step, we need to upload the documents as the flight manual, the technical specification of the drone, the operational manual. So we just click on it. And again, we can upload document by using the drop-down menu. This menu contains all the documents we uploaded in my documents functionality. So, or we can drag from the desktop or just click here and search for the document that we're looking for. So, for example, here we need the flight manual. So we just search for the flight manual. We have it here. And we can enter even a description if we want. For example, in some cases we will see during the process, there will be a few parts where we need specific stuff contained in manual or operational manual. For example, we just say see paragraph 3.4, for example, and we update the title, and then we click OK. We do the same for the technical specification. So, as example, we can put from the drop-down menu, if we find it, technical specification. In case we don't have it, we just open the browser, update titles, and click on it, and then the operational manual. So, select the document again from the drop-down menu, operational manual, add the title, and click on it. And we proceed with the first step of CONOPS. So now Semwise asks us what is our flight condition. We can go BVLOS, BVLOS, or EVLOS. So if you don't know what we're speaking about, you can use the technical definition provided by Semwise on the right part of the page. For example, I can say that I have a VLOS flight or BVLOS flight. Let's put 1 of 2, for example, BVLOS. Now it's asking the maximum operational height. So, for example, we put 80, that is in meters, as it says here. And then it asks the main feature of the US, for example, the maximum takeoff mass, we can put 5 kilos, the maximum characteristic dimension, and here it depends on the drone, the type of the drone. For example, if it's a fixed wing, it could be the wingspan. If it's a multicopter, it could be a maximum dimension of the multicopter. If it's a rotorcraft, it could be a rotor diameter. For example, we take in consideration there is a multicopter. We just click here and we put, for example, 3 meters. And the last question is the velocity in meter per second. And again, here it depends on the type of the drones, because if we have a fixed wing type, we just have to enter the cruise speed. If we have a multicopter or a rotorcraft, we have to enter the terminal velocity. If we don't know our terminal velocity, we just have to click on this link. These will direct us to a NASA page where it's possible to use a calculator to calculate the terminal velocity. So we just scroll down. Here we have the calculator. So we click Earth, unit metric, for example, mass, the mass of the drone that we say 10 kilos per sample, the cross section if we have it, the drag coefficient if we have it, and then the altitude, for example. It could be 100 meters. And then we click on compute. We got the terminal velocity, so we take it, we put it here, for example, 22 meters per second. And we go ahead. Then we're asked to select the country where we operate. So, for example, we can say the country will take place in Luxembourg, and this is really useful because after it helps us to understand if there are NOTAMs or restricted area in that place. So then we have the initial evaluation phase. We click on next. As we see, we can check the active NOTAMs, or we can check if there are restricted areas by following this link. For example, if we don't know if there are active NOTAMs, we can check here. We will be redirected to the FAA page for NOTAM research. So we just write, for example, the airport location, we search it, and we see if there are active NOTAMs or not. Or if there are restricted area, how do we know that? We click on here, there will be a list of resources for the operation, for the country where the operation take part, for example, in Luxembourg. So we just click on it and we see if there are restricted area for the operation. In case there are no active NOTAMs influencing our flight or restricted areas crossing our flight trajectory, we can proceed with the assessment. We just click on yes and we go. After that, Semwise asks us if we are compliant with standard scenarios. If we don't know the standard scenarios, if we are compliant, we just click on here and there will be a list of standard scenario valid in our country. We just look on it and we see if we are compliant or not. In this case, if we are compliant, we don't need to execute the risk assessment. So in case we put no, we can proceed it. Now, Semwise is asking if we are carrying passengers or dangerous goods. Because as we know, the SORA methodology won't take in consideration, won't be possible for carrying of passenger and dangerous goods. So in our mission, we don't have any carrying of passenger or dangerous goods. So we just click on yes and we start the SORA process.
Thank you for your attention. If you want more information on Semwise or if you want to carry out your SORA, go on www.online-sora.com.